Hi, it's John Hoey. As we currently find ourselves in lockdown, I was wondering if you were still using social media a lot. Wait, listen, hear me out. I've done some research and spoke to a few friends about their experiences, and I think you would benefit from what they have to say.
People will say things on Facebook in the comment sections that they would never say to someone's face, and I've really been affected by that.
They were projecting a version of themselves, I felt was false. And so I felt that because of that, because I was using that sort of as a benchmark and as a comparison point, my own perception of myself was based on standards that were far too high.
But it was really hurtful to see people that I went to high school with posting stuff like that, but I never thought that they would be so hateful.
Made me think, well, if me caring and showing that I cared is abusive, then maybe I just shouldn't care about anyone.
Did you know that 1/3 of the world's population uses social media, with Mark Zuckerberg's platform Facebook being the most popular amongst all ages, with 2.45 billion users monthly? In the UK alone, 66% of the population uses social media. That's 45 million people. Why are these statistics possibly concerning, you say? Because no one's experience with social media is perfect. Although there is a lot of good to be found online, too much use can be detrimental to your overall mood. 4 students have been kind enough to share their personal stories with us on their ups and downs on social media.
I'm Elizabeth, I'm a psychology student, and I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I have had some negative experiences where people have said things that have upset me that they wouldn't have even thought that it would upset me, they wouldn't have even known, but people will say things on Facebook in the comment sections that they would never say to someone's face, and I've really been affected by that, particularly with arguments between other people. And I've just read the argument and realised that people I may know have opinions I didn't know they had.
My name is Jacob. I'm a third-year media production student. Social media has affected a lot of the way that I sort of interact with people now, but early on, when I was sort of first experiencing Facebook specifically, I felt a lot of pressure to sort of communicate things that I wasn't really comfortable communicating. I felt like a lot of people were divulging things about themselves or creating a perception that ultimately became like harmful for me developing as like a young person, because they were projecting a version of themselves, I felt was false. And so I felt that because of that, because I was using that sort of as a benchmark and as a comparison point, my own perception of myself was based on standards that were far too high. And so in that way, it was really detrimental to sort of my mental health and my own self-worth.
Other aspects of it is that you can feel, I really feel other people's emotions. So if I see on Facebook that one of my friends is upset about something, I then feel upset. Or if I see that someone's angry at something, I might end up feeling angry too, and I find that that drags me down quite a lot.
And it gave me a lot of anxiety about whether or not I should be, spending my time trying to, make meaningful social bonds, or whether or not I should just be trying to become more popular or having more followers on Facebook, or more people that are, friends on Facebook. And, I would have 10 friends and someone else would have 500. And it took me a lot of time to work out, the meaningful relationship that is outside of the social media sort of sphere of influence was far more valuable.
What Jacob is talking about is referred to as a social media highlight reel, which is essentially a way to describe someone's online profile which consists of their best personal highlights. The problem with this is that other people viewing the posts will only see that person's hand-picked moments. This could lead to the viewer to question their own life and ask why mine isn't that perfect, when in reality, they're having the same stresses and troubles as you, if not worse.
My name's Laura Willis, and I'm a student at the University of Sunderland. I'm currently in my third year of studying media production. One of the recent negative experiences I've had with social media was when gay marriage was legalised in Northern Ireland. And there was this trend going on with some people that I thought were my friends back home. And they were calling it the darkest day in Northern Ireland's history. So they were setting their profile pictures to just be black images. But it was really hurtful to see people that I went to high school with posting stuff like that, but I never thought that they would be so hateful. So when I saw everyone posting that it was the darkest day in Northern Ireland's history, I think I unfriended maybe 7 or 8 people. And it was interesting because in one of my friend groups, this girl that I knew posted that, and then another girl was making posts calling her out basically and saying that it's hardly the darkest day, and especially in Northern Ireland's history, where we had the troubles where people were dying and their lives are at risk because of their religious beliefs.
My name's Rachel. I am a second-year psychology student at the University of Sunderland. So one incident that I encountered which affected how I felt about myself in a negative light whilst using social media was after I split with my ex, and he used the platform to perpetuate rumours about me and slanderous comments saying how I had been abusive to him and calling me things that I wasn't. So this obviously made me feel rather upset. It made me feel really negative about myself, and it also made me think, well, if me caring and showing that I cared is abusive, then maybe I just shouldn't care about anyone. And it massively affected how willing I was to interact with others and show anyone that I cared about them.
It made me feel really upset to see so many people with that point of view. Growing up queer in Northern Ireland is really, really tough. I'm not even out to most of my family because they have similar beliefs to that. So seeing that sort of thing shared on social media by people that I was friends with, but it hit pretty close to home because I know that they share those beliefs. So to see that on my newsfeed, it made me really, really sad, knowing that people still believe stuff like that. I think when you go off to university, it's nice to see a variety of opinions and people can sort of be themselves and not be scared. But to see stuff like that still going on at home, it's really hurtful.
I never reported any of the posts, and to my knowledge they haven't been taken down, they've just been buried by other things. I didn't realise that you could report posts. I didn't know much about social media or any electronic devices or anything at the time. It was just a case of it was there and people were spreading things, and it was coming from social media into my school life and affecting how people spoke to me and interacted with me on a daily basis.
It's not always as easy as closing your laptop or switching off your phone. There are reasons why we sometimes can't look away from social media. San Diego University, located in California, USA, have been studying brain activity whilst using social media. With the help of MRI scans, they were able to determine that the chemical dopamine is released into the brain, which can be an addictive feeling. Dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good chemical, and is the same chemical that is released when smoking, drinking alcohol, gambling, and taking drugs. Any abuse of these substances and activities will result in detrimental effects to your health, and it now appears the same now applies to overuse of social media.
I live away from home during term time. I can see what my family and friends are up to when I'm not there and feel somewhat like I'm part of it.
It's good to have that sort of avenue to go back to someone and to reconnect after a long time.
Someone somewhere will like it and enjoy it, and they'll follow you, and suddenly you feel like, wow, someone's like me, and they feel the same way I do, and they like the same things that I do.
Social media is great for memes. They get circulated really widely, and you can find some really, really good ones that just make you smile.
Although we've spoken a lot about the negatives surrounding social media, it's still important to understand how valuable it is in today's society and how it can be used as a tool to connect and share with people all around the world. With sites like YouTube and Instagram and Pinterest, it has never been easier for people to create and share media content independently and build and expand their audiences worldwide. Then there are sites like LinkedIn, where users can upload online CVs and resumes to enable potential employers to contact them directly for career opportunities. All in all, social media is a great resource, but like anything else, too much use can yield a negative impact. So it is imperative that you moderate your own usage so that you can have the best time online.
Deleted Facebook for times, months at a time I've deleted it. But I always end up getting it back because there's things about it that I think are really helpful and you don't get from other places. I like to be able to see what's going on in other people's lives, particularly since I live away from home during term time. I can see what my family and friends are up to when I'm not there and feel somewhat like I'm part of it. And I like being able to catch up with people who I've only just met. So I found that, particularly when I was younger, if I met someone for the first time and then didn't see them for months at a time, I would forget them completely. But now I can meet someone just once and they can feel like they're part of my life for the long term, and I really like that. I feel like that's something that didn't exist before things like Facebook were around.
As someone who spends a lot of time drawing, sort of like having Instagram there as an option was a good way for me to start thinking about how I could use I'm hesitant to say talent, something that I enjoy, to make that sort of like a job, or make it more of a thing I can actually present to people, because obviously when you start making anything artistically, it's a very vulnerable thing to do, but Instagram allows you to do it with some anonymity, so you don't have to have that initial thing of like, oh well, what do you think, that you would in person or in like a gallery or something, or an event. Instead you can just post it, and you know, whatever happens. You don't have to look at like how many likes you get or what comments you get. You can just sort of post it, and then it's out there as quickly as possible, and it's a good way to sort of express that.
One positive thing that I really like about social media is the way that we can connect to people that are all across the world. I use an app called Pinterest a lot, and it's specifically for people sharing their art and inspiring other people. So you can see posts about interior design or art references that you can use, and it's cool to share these like crazy out of the box art styles, and someone somewhere will like it and enjoy it, and they'll follow you, and suddenly you feel like, wow, someone's like me, and they feel the same way I do, and they like the same things that I do. And it's just a really nice place to get a little boost of inspiration when you've got a bit of artist block or something.
Positive effect of social media that I found is social media is great for memes. They get circulated really widely, and you can find some really, really good ones that just make you smile when you're having a bad day, or when there's something going on that you just want to have a laugh about. I found actually that memes are a good way to form a friendship. That's how I formed some of my close friendships at the moment, through sharing memes and discovering similar interests. And memes are great.
I've sent you the last segment because I need to go stockpile on toilet paper. I hope this chat has helped. Take care, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is that okay?
Can you just I should have prodded this at the start, but
Mhm.
were you able to like introduce yourself?
Yeah.
I was sort of.
How much do you want me to say? Like, I'm a student.
Yeah, just say like, oh, my name's this, and I'm a student. I study such and such.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay. My name's Laura Willis.
What's your favourite meme at the moment?
Oh. I don't have a favourite meme at the moment, but one of my all-time favourites is Kazoo Kid.